Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you very late tonight. It's past midnight and on October 28th for this album review, and then I think I'm going to be doing an EP review maybe a little bit after that, and then that should be it for the night mostly. So, this is going to be for Duran's newest release, Danse Macabre. I believe is how you pronounce it. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Danse Macabre. Um, so this is like they have three songs that are their own. One of them's a remix, like a alternate version to the Love Voodoo song. So basically I'm going to discuss what I listened to for this release of theirs and let you know my thoughts on Danse Macabre. So let's dive into this, I guess, album review. Nightboat is the opening track. I think this was their own song. Personally, this is a good track in its own way. It sounds like the usual stuff that I'm familiar with, and I like it to a degree. It's a little mellow, and it does drag out for like 4 minutes and 23 seconds, but it does get the job done some of the time. But there are some hits and miss moments in the song as the song plays out, so 4.5 out of 5. Black Moonlight is one of my favorites. I really like this track. It sounds really catchy. Well, the song is really catchy, and I just like how Simon LeBlanc or LeBon's vocals sound pretty good in this track mostly, so I'd give this a 5 out of 5. Pretty good song. Love Voodoo, the remix song, does not sound so bad. I think it's solid for what it went for. There are some moments where I think some of the melody kind of goes a little fast paced. It tries to rush the song a little bit in its own way, but I think the track does alright, so 4.5 out of 5. Bury a Friend is a Billie Eilish cover that they did for her original song, and it's not bad. Didn't hate how it sounded mostly, so give this a 4.5 out of 5. Simon's vocals sound pretty alright in this track, meaning it sounds good in its own way. Supernature is another cover song that I'm not familiar with this artist from the 70s, but like mid 70s, core or something. I'm not sure if I'm saying the right name or something. So basically, I didn't hate this song for how it sounded, so I'd give it a 4.5 out of 5. Danse Macabre is the title track for this album, and honestly, it's not so bad. It's a good dance song. And basically, the reason why they wanted to make this album is because of Halloween coming in 4 days, or 3 days now, to be precise. 3 days until Halloween mostly. So basically, the title track is pretty good in its own way. So it's a good track in its own way mostly. So I'd give it a 4.5 out of 5. Then comes Secret October 31st, and that didn't have a bad melody. I like the chorus when it comes in, but the verses tended to drag on a bit. And excuse my yawning in this video. I am so sorry. I'm about ready to go to bed pretty soon, and I will try to get the Sigrid, the Hype EP review out tonight if I can. So basically, Secret October 31st is getting a 4.5 out of 5. Then comes Ghost Town, and off the bat, it's decent. It's not anything great. This is where the album starts to stumble a little bit for the final second half of the album. From tracks 8 to 13 are the weakest. So I'd give this a 4 out of 5. It's not terrible, but it's not anything mind-blowing. Paint It Black, Duran Duran did a cover from the Rolling Stones for their version of the Rolling Stones' original track, Paint It Black. And this wasn't that great, if I'm being honest. It was okay, but it wasn't anything mind-blowingly amazing. I was a little disappointed with Duran that they covered this track and didn't do a great job. So I'd give it a 3 out of 5. I think Simon's vocals are a little off-key a bit, but some of the melody kind of tries to stay in its own lane, but mostly I think instrumentally it's improving as the track goes on. And I am so sorry for yawning in this video. Like I said, I'm very tired. I'm going to be going to bed pretty soon, so yeah, 3 out of 5 for Paint It Black. Super Lonely Freak, decent track. It's like the Can't Touch This Melody, the Super Freak song or whatever. So basically, 4 out of 5. Don't hate it, it was an alright cover song. Spellbound is a decent track. I don't hate it for how it sounds, but I just don't know if it's my favorite in my opinion, so 4 out of 5. Psycho Killer featuring Victoria DeAngelis, I believe is how you pronounce her name. Basically, she's from the band Mainskin, which I reviewed their album earlier this year, which wasn't my favorite. It was an okay release, but it wasn't great in any way. But still, this track was decent, not anything great, but it happened. That's all I can say. So 4 out of 5. Confessions in the Afterlife. Okay song, but it's kind of disappointing. It's between good and bad. It's like in the middle for me. I think Simon does have some good potential with his vocals, but his falsettos, in my opinion, kind of ruin it in a way to where it sounds pretty off. So 3 out of 5. Yeah, 3 out of 5 for Confessions in the Afterlife, or Confession in the Afterlife. It's not that amazing of a track, but it's okay. So overall, production, mixing, and execution-wise, I think Duran Danse Macabre was a meh kind of release. I really wanted to like this release because I think the last album was a little better than this, if I'm being honest. This is kind of their weakest release. Even with cover tracks, this kind of stumbled a bit. To a decline from what I gave Future Past. I think I gave Future Past like a 7.5 out of 10. And I didn't hate that album. I mean, there were some songs that were iffy with me, but it was not a bad album, in my opinion. This was a little weak. And unfortunately, if I were to give this a score, I'm going to have to give it a 6 out of 10 for Duran Danse Macabre. I mean, there's some tracks I could come back to, like the first 7 songs. The rest of the tracks, like from 8 to 13, kind of stumble, and in an iffy way. So that brings the rating down big time. So pretty much 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 for Duran's Danse Macabre album. Thank you for watching this album review tonight.